What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Full 90. Today we are back for a bunch of rescheduled fixtures for the midweek of this Premier League season. A lot of these from, I think, game week 29 that are now being replayed now. Here are the winning accumulators from the Patreon since the last episode. You can join, use that link at the top for just $8.99 a month. We had, of course, yesterday, the both teams to score fivefold, 10 teams to score, predicted all correct. Villa, Bournemouth, Fulham, Liverpool, El Clasico, Dortmund by Leverkusen continuing their unbeaten run, PSG, Lyon. We had the likely winners fivefold, the Serie A away winners double, German both teams to score and over 2.5 goals treble at odds of 6. We had the Saturday winners treble, some Europa League goals and stuff like that. Flashing up on the screen are all of the people that have joined the Patreon that are supporting me on this journey that we started at the start of this season, kind of basically a way to get access to more exclusive tips from, as you saw, a bunch of different leagues other than just the Premier League and the Champions League like we're able to do and make videos on this channel. So if you want to do that, support the channel, get exclusive tips and see your name shouted out in every single video, then you can do that by clicking the top link in the description. That's patreon.com/thefull90. You can also message me directly over there, so it's a good time if you've made a particular bet that you'd like me to critique or have a look at. If there's any changes that I would make, then I can let you know there. So click the link to join. And now let's get started with the predictions. The first one is an absolute belter. It is Arsenal up against Chelsea. Now, as an Arsenal fan, I really wish we could have been playing Chelsea 3 months ago. Arsenal were on a great run. Everything was going right. Chelsea were looking pretty terrible, but right now Chelsea look pretty decent. They were really unlucky to get knocked out in the way that they did against Manchester City in the FA Cup semi-final, but before that they beat Everton 6-0, and Everton, one of the best defensive records in the Premier League. 6-0 was absolutely incredible. However, this is Arsenal at the Emirates. Arsenal, of course, we correctly predicted last week in the last video that they would beat Wolves 2-0, and we also tipped Arsenal -1 handicap at evens, so all good there. I'm gonna go for an Arsenal win. Arsenal need it more. They want it more, just about. So I'm going to go for a home win. Arsenal 2, Chelsea 1. The tip, however, is going to be both teams to score at 1.57 because I could see Chelsea really posing a threat to Arsenal here. I think it's very possible Arsenal drop more points, but I'm going to give it to Arsenal 2-1. They need it more, and we need something to shout about, basically. I said in the Champions League video that Bayern Munich to beat Arsenal, I mean, I said that was my tip, Bayern Munich to win at 2.37. It was odds of 2.5 at kickoff. I couldn't believe it. I said, as an Arsenal fan, there's no way Bayern Munich don't win that game, and they did. So hopefully you got on that, because when you're an Arsenal fan, you can see it coming when we're going to lose. Definitely like we did then, but now I think we could give Chelsea a good game. After this, it's Wolves up against Bournemouth. We correctly predicted the exact scores of both these two teams in the last game week. As I said, we predicted Wolves to lose 2-0 to Arsenal. We also predicted Bournemouth to lose 3-1 to Aston Villa. So we got a pretty good record with these teams recently. I'm going to go for a draw. I think in other seasons I might give Wolves the home win, but there's not really anything to play for Wolves or Bournemouth, to be honest. Both teams safe, I think, and nothing really to push for. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw, and the tip once again is going to be both teams to score at 1.5. After this, we travel to Selhurst Park for Crystal Palace up against Newcastle, and what a turn of events. Crystal Palace getting an absolutely massive victory over West Ham. See, this was one of the ones where we got the wrong result but still got the right tip. We tipped both teams to score, but Crystal Palace, they did concede but put 5 past them, and Jean-Philippe Mateta having a very good season as well. 9 goals, I believe, this season so far in the Premier League, which is more than his 3 previous seasons for Palace combined at a total of 8. So brilliant from him. Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park, going to be difficult. Newcastle, on the other hand, if we look back at the results here, they haven't played since they beat Tottenham 4-0. I'm pretty sure. I don't believe they played last week, but absolutely battered Tottenham. Selhurst Park is going to be a difficult place to go, but Newcastle have something to play for. Crystal Palace, not so much. Newcastle will be rested. I'm going to go for Newcastle to win 2-1, and the tip is going to be Newcastle to win at 2.4. I think Newcastle are just, pushing to, they're trying to get up the league, basically. Crystal Palace, especially with that big win over West Ham, there's nothing really to play for anymore. So I'm going to go for Newcastle 2-1, Newcastle to win at 2.4. After this, it's the Merseyside derby. Everton up against Liverpool, and I think this is going to be a Liverpool win, but it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think Everton, as I said, one of the best defensive records in the league, and Liverpool, they need to get the win. We tipped Liverpool and both teams to score last week. They did, and we said Everton would beat Nottingham Forest last week, and they did. Obviously, there was a lot of controversy there. Everton basically saying before the game they were worried about one of the VAR officials as they had ties and they were a Luton fan, and then a lot of the decisions that favoured Everton and therefore as a result favoured Luton in their bid to stay up kind of happened. Whether or not, you know, there was any sort of foul play, it's something that they have every right to be disgruntled with, but Everton getting the win regardless. Liverpool beating Fulham and conceding. However, I'm going to go for a rare Liverpool clean sheet, other than the clean sheet against Atalanta in a game where they were already 3-0 down and Atalanta didn't need to score. Liverpool have conceded in now, including the Fulham game, the 10 previous fixtures, excluding that second leg in the Europa League. So they find clean sheets difficult to come by. However, Everton, as we saw in their 6-0 defeat against Chelsea, don't always take their chances. I think that you could see a red card in this game. I think it's going to be low scoring, as I said. I hope it's a draw or Everton can nick something, but I'm just going to go for a 1-0 win to Liverpool, and the tip is going to be Liverpool to win at 1.45. After this, we travel to Old Trafford for championship-destined Sheffield United up against FA Cup finalist Manchester United in insane fashion. I mean, 3-0 up against Coventry to go 3-3 in regular time and basically concede a fourth, a losing goal in the last minute of the game, only to be ruled out by VAR, by offside, by a whisker, and then to win on penalties. It was just unbelievable, to be honest. They're going to get destroyed by Manchester City in the final, but we all knew that was going to happen anyway. But I do think they are going to beat Sheffield United here, not without making it very difficult. So I'm going to go for Manchester United 3, Sheffield United 2, and the tip is going to be Man United and both teams to score at 2.4. Sheffield United, they're down, aren't they? So, you know, Man United have got more to play for. Sheffield United, they're resigned to the Championship. United are going to win, but not without the scare. They might even concede first and then go on to win this game. It would be funny, though, if Sheffield United could go to Old Trafford and claim a win. After this, a huge game in the context of the title race. Brighton up against Manchester City. If by this point results happen as I have suggested, Arsenal and Liverpool will be 4 points ahead of Manchester City, but City will have 2 games in hand. So, of course, if City win those 2 games in hand, they'll be 2 points above. But if City drop points to Brighton, then it's in the hands of Arsenal, whose superior goal difference sees them above Liverpool. So they need to win this game, and I think they will. Even though Brighton are a decent team, I do just think Man City are going to win. So I'm going to go for Man City 3, Brighton 1, and the tip is Manchester City and both teams to score at 2.62. I'd absolutely love it if Arsenal beat Chelsea, as we've suggested. Everton beat Liverpool, just because Everton needs something, don't they? It's been a rough few years for them, realistically. Sheffield United beat Man United, because that's always hilarious. And if Brighton could do us a solid and De Zerbi's men could get the win over Manchester City, that would be so great, because Arsenal, they have and always have had this season the most difficult run in. Obviously, all of Man City, Liverpool and Arsenal still have to play Tottenham. That's huge. But this game against Chelsea and Arsenal's upcoming game against Manchester United are the more difficult ones. So hopefully we get past this and then Man City can lose to Brighton. But that is going to do it for my extra Premier League predictions. If you did enjoy it, please do drop a like, subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. And as I said, if you want to get exclusive tips and accumulators pretty much every single day, then be sure to head to the link patreon.com/thefull90. And I will see you in the next video very soon.